Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we narrowly escaped the clutches of the Empire and quickly fled here to South Figaro on Chocobo back. I was about to say horseback, but that doesn't make much sense now, does it? Anyway, we also fought our way along through the Figaro caves and got to know Edgar here fairly well. The king of Figaro himself has joined us on this adventure, and he's a personal favorite of mine, so we'll be seeing a lot of him throughout this game. But, today, we're gonna be going into South Figaro and seeing what's inside of it. I just want to go ahead and quickly note that this episode will be taking entirely within South Figaro. There will be no combat or whatnot in this episode, so if you have anything against that, then sorry, not sorry, I guess. We've got a lot to talk about. So we've entered this tavern here. We followed a shady individual into here. But let's go ahead and talk to everyone here real quick. And that man at the counter's got a nasty look about him. Huh? Kids aren't allowed in here? Okay, fine. You look just like that student of Duncan's. Which one? I hear the Empire's been invading one town after another. I wonder how safe we are in South Figaro. Well, despite the fact that the court mage of the Empire is just a cave away, I say not very safe. Duncan's been training his boy Vargas along with his other students. He's always been grumbling about how the kid never seems to be making any progress. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, cute little doggy. Aww. Right, ignore us and maybe we'll just disappear. Back off, Locke. That guy looks familiar. He comes and goes like the wind, swearing allegiance to no one. Hidden behind his wintry gaze lies a face known to none who live. His name is Shadow. He is a very interesting character who we'll be seeing off and on throughout this adventure, so I won't go into him too much right now, but it's good to meet him right now. Yeah, that's Shadow all right. He's an assassin. He'd kill his own best friend for the right price. Guess we'd better steer clear of him. I'd say so too. You have anything to say, barkeep? Nothing. I guess this actually brings me to a good point in terms of characters. I want to go ahead and discuss the pacing of Final Fantasy VI and these videos alongside it. Final Fantasy VI's story and gameplay in general is kind of structured like a roller coaster, where it builds up very slowly over a course of a period of time, and then it just goes downhill, and it just is a wild ride for a very long period of time without any room really to breathe. It makes pacing these videos a little difficult, but I think we'll learn to savor these slow moments better as the game goes on. You can gain all kinds of abilities by equipping relics. These shoes double my walking speed. Watch this. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to be wearing shoes that might make me hit my head on the wall. Oh, hey, Mog, what's up? Relics can grant you a variety of abilities. For example, sprint shoes double your walking speed. A gauntlet lets you hold a weapon with both hands to increase damage. The Knight's Code makes you shield others in combat. Dragoon boots allow you to perform jump attacks. A person can equip up to 2 relics at the same time. We got that tutorial back while we were in Narch, but it's good to have a nice reminder. Let's go ahead and go over some of these relics here. We got the Sprint Shoes, which are shoes enchanted to make the wearer move faster. It doubles your walking speed. In any port that allows you to sprint naturally, Sprint Shoes still increase your movement speed. But honestly, I don't really see a point to wearing these unless you just really want to get someplace faster. But honestly, I don't see any real reason in wasting 1500 gil on this. Silver Spectacles. Silver-rimmed spectacles. They prevent darkness. Darkness is similar to blind in other RPGs. It makes physical attacks harder to land. So being able to completely mitigate this for physical attackers, like Locke, for instance, might not be a bad idea to get. Star Pendant is a star-shaped pendant with a jewel at its center. It prevents poison. Jeweled Ring, a handsome ring with a large gemstone. It prevents petrification. Petrification is a very dangerous debuff, as it not only stops the user's ATB bar, but it also sort of considers them KO'd. So unless you cure them, it's basically as if they're KO'd. And sometimes that can be a problem. Well, obviously it can be a problem. And now, lastly is the Knight's Code, a book detailing knighthood's moral code. Causes the bearer to cover critically wounded allies. This is decent, but with how frail all three of our characters are currently, this might not be the best idea to go for. Then again, slapping this on like Edgar or something, who's currently in the back row, he can take a few hits and be okay. I think honestly, out of these, I'm gonna grab these silver spectacles. And maybe the star pendant. Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the star pendant. I'm gonna give the silver spectacles to Locke, which, now that I'm in this menu as well, I'm gonna take the mithril sword that I got from Edgar and put that on Locke there. And then I'm gonna give Terra the star pendant. As, out of all of our party members, she has the least amount of HP, so poison would hurt her the most. We went through the bar, but we still had a few things to look at through the bar, I think. Also, this is a very nice song. I'm not gonna sit around and let it play just yet, but trust me, we'll have time for that later. Talk to you already? We have a few rooms to go through here. First things first, I want to revisit this guy who's laying in bed. Hello there. Figaro Castle stood up to the Empire. Great, now we'll all be drawn into the war. Well, sheesh, man. I thought I'd be friendly. I guess I'll go ahead and heal up real quick. Rooms are 80 gil per night. Can you not, give a nice little discount to old Kingy here? No? Alright, fine, whatever. Screw you. Alright, up and at them. Nothing in that bucket, which, let's go ahead and I'm going to open up the map menu here, which allows us to see the current map screen that we're on. But if we switch to the world map, we can look at every dungeon here, and we can see like what loot we've gotten, what loot we haven't gotten, and so forth. But if we look at South Figaro, there are 13 chests here, and there are 10 items scattered around in bins or buckets or anything like that that we need to go and find. There's also an inn, item shop, weapon shop, armor shop, relic shop, a pub, and a chocobo stable here. The map is actually quite helpful in this game. It allows you to kind of figure out where you've gone, how much you've completed in each area, and if you need to revisit them or whatnot. Going into the basement of the pub here, if we look around, I don't see any notifications of any loot, so we're good here, I think. Let's go through here. Out of my way. I gotta get this cider over to the old-timer. 'Cause see, some of us have jobs. Now scram! Well, gee whiz, man. I'm the king, dude. What the hell? Anyway, is there anything in this guy's room? No, but I've slept in your bed. It's mine now. That's how these things go. Man's gonna go deliver cider. I've never been a big personal fan of cider. It's just not a very good taste, in my opinion. But then again, I've never been one for drink. I've never been a connoisseur of beverages. We can try to follow this guy if we want, which, why not? Oh, hey, hello. Sorry, got distracted there. Green cherry. Where are you walking to, buddy? Man, you're going all the way across town. You're leading me on a wild goose chase. Don't mind, a member of royalty just kind of stalking you here. Whoa, you travel fast. Or maybe Edgar's just kind of slow in his... I was gonna say midlife crisis, but I don't even think he's middle-aged. My grandpa used to be a servant for the richest family in town. Well, used to be. My work here is done. You're in my way. Move it. Well, gee whiz, man. I don't like strangers. Bring me some cider and maybe I'll talk to you. Okay, well, I unfortunately don't have any cider on me, so I guess we'll keep that in the back pocket for now. Let's move around here. Is there anything inside of this old-timer's house? There is, a potion. Nice. Anything over here? Let's go through the back basement door. Hello, child. Did you see how cool Figaro Castle looked as it was moving along through the sand? No? Well, I suppose that would be kind of hard, what with it being underground and all. Man, news travels fast, doesn't it? Or maybe the kid's some kind of psychic. Contained a potion. There's the weapons armor shop. Oh, this guy's traveling again. We're not going to worry about him right now. Hello, sir. Oh. Head east and you'll see Mount Colts. I don't care about that. I need you to thank you for moving. Let's sprint over here. This is on the kind of the edge of town. Got some barrels here. Nothing over here, but right here. There we go. Teleport stone. As I'm grabbing some of these items, I do want to go ahead and note something that I haven't talked about yet that we've run into and I just haven't mentioned in full. So, these items that I've been grabbing, both in treasure chests and also in these like barrels and whatnot, for the past few areas, these items actually have at a certain point in the game will actually change what they hold and will be better items. So like these eye drops and antidotes right here, at a certain point in the game, those will change to be different items. And if you are a veteran of this game, you might consider actually waiting to grab these items and grab them after that point has been reached. I haven't been doing this because I really don't think there's all too many of those items that change that are worth waiting for. Now, there are a few, and I will be pointing them out once we get to them, but right now I haven't really gotten to those yet, now have I? I wonder if it'll really come to war. Maybe I should return home now, before it's too late. I do want to note, though, that once we get to that point in the game where items have changed, even though I've grabbed these items, I will make mention of what they would turn into in case that was something that was on your mind. Even if it's just a reference for future playthroughs. We've got a bit of a dilemma here. We got 2 rooms. Let's try this one. Hello, kiddos. Oh. My dad's super important. So important, people come here for dinner all the time. Even General Lee. General Lee. I forgot what I was gonna say. Clang, 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 clang. I'm Magitek Armor. Dangerous kiddo. But playing as a Magitek Armor, honestly, I'd probably do the same. I remember walking around as a kid pretending like I was a Godzilla or something, you know? Magitek Armor would be very intimidating to look at, and therefore pretty cool. The city's eastern border, so attacking there from... Huh? Hey, what do you think you're doing? Barging in here when I'm trying to write a letter? Sorry. I may be the richest man in town, but even that doesn't keep me from being startled. I mean, this is the king you're looking at. There's always a nasty draft in this room. Oh, where's it coming from? I'm afraid I'll catch a cold. A draft somewhere here. Couldn't be coming from the fireplace, could it? I mean, needs oxygen. Oh, hello. Secret passage, hey. Mansions always have one of these. Are we about to stumble upon a murder mystery? Nope, just a basement, a few rooms, and a library, it looks like. Boring. Well, let's see what's in the rooms, at least. A bucket and a chair. How exciting. What about this room? Ooh, a save point. Not bad. Let's try this room. Oh, this is more like it. Got some treasure chests right here. 500 gil. Alright. An old clock. It's ticking. 1,000 gil. We're definitely rolling it in terms of cash, that's for sure. 1,500 gil. And that's empty. Well, that's kind of a downer to end off on. What about you? An old clock. It's not ticking. Ooh, ominous. Any of these bins have any loot for us? Actually, hang on. That reminds me. I guess I should probably check. I found 6 of the 10 items. And only 4 treasure chests. Now, we won't be able to grab every treasure chest right now here in South Figaro, as some things are locked behind certain story beats. But for right now, we'll grab as much as we can. There's a Hyper Wrist, which is a relic, and Hermes Sandals, which is also a relic. Now, let's go ahead and go over those real quick. We've got the Hermes Sandals, Winged Sandals enchanted for speed. Casts haste on the wearer. This increases the speed at which your ATB increases. This is going to be immediately put on Edgar, as his speed is not the best. It isn't bad, but it isn't the best, and we want him to get off his tools as soon as possible during combat. Then we have the Hyper Wrist, which I think I'm going to put on Locke, as that'll increase his strength. Actually, is this worth it, or should I put this on just Edgar? This is the dilemma, isn't it? Because auto crossbow is increased by strength, but I could make Locke at least somewhat better if I give him the Hyper Wrist. Dilemma. I think I'm actually gonna give this to Edgar. I think I'd rather have auto crossbow sweeping enemies, especially since I'm going to be trying to keep my levels as low as possible. Right now, increasing my damage as optimally as I can might be the best play here. You guys have a weird basement? Don't go down there because I may have just robbed you of all your stuff. Man, people think Locke is the stealer. No, it's your very own king, that's for sure. Let's go downstairs. Let's try to act calm as we leave the premises. Let's go through the east entrance this time. Got a Phoenix down over here. Let's go around. Double back through the basement here. Get more of their stuff potentially. There is once again an elixir within a clock. Now, I actually did some research onto this now after I mentioned it in the first episode about why I think it's weird that elixirs tend to be in clocks in this game. And based on my very surface level research, it might be a reference to alchemy, as in order to make the elixir of life, or so to speak, there were some theories that you would place it within a clock in order to sort of cultivate its quality of something like that. It was very surface level research. Don't take it with a grain of salt. I am not an alchemist. I don't study alchemy. It's just a few searches on the internet. But I thought it was neat. Anyone who might know a little bit more about that subject, you could probably post that down in the comment section. Okay, so we only have the armor shop, weapon shop, and item shop to go. So let's go ahead and tackle those now. Nothing in the clock here, but the items shop holds a few interesting things. One, we now actually none of these items we couldn't have bought earlier, but I think it might be important to grab at least a few things. For one, I think I'm gonna grab one more Phoenix down, just so we have one for each party member, and I think I'm gonna grab about 2, maybe 1 more antidote. But I think generally speaking, this is fine. I don't think I really needed much else than that. 2 sleeping bags will be perfectly okay. I don't really need a tent. Right now, I don't think I'm really in need of any, like, in-dungeon healing just yet. Oh yeah, we have these guys. The big house at the north end of the town belongs to the richest family here. Yeah, he might not be the richest guy anymore. We might have taken all of his belongings. This town's defenses are tight. Even with their Magitech armor, the Imperials won't find it easy to get inside. Let's hope so. Going in here... My husband, Duncan, is a martial artist. He's famous even in Figaro, to the north. He took his students to Mount Colts for meditation and training, so he probably won't be back for a while. I won't be doing that again. I'm no professional voice actor, but I thought I'd give it a shot. Another save point here, interesting. 2 save points within South Figaro. It's not that much of a journey to try and walk through this town. This is a pretty decently sized town. But, I don't think it's that bad. Anyway, we have the weapon and armor shop now. Let's go ahead and start with the weapon shop. So you got the dagger, mithril knife, mithril sword, great sword, noise blaster, and the bio blaster. Once again, I think I'm going to go ahead and skip out on the noise blaster here. Actually, you know, it might be fun. Let's go ahead and grab it. Why not? We have the dagger, which is completely worthless to us. We have the mithril knife, mithril sword, the great sword. Let's go ahead and grab the great sword. And just, well, I mean, Terra's never really gonna use the sword. I'm mostly gonna use her with magic. So I don't really see a reason to give this to her. Honestly, that might be the only purchase I make then. Nothing over there. Armor shop better be a little bit more interesting. Okay, we've got the buckler, heavy shield, hairband, plumed hat, cotton robe, and kenpo-ji. Okay, so buckler. We have 2 of those. Locke is, I think, wearing the mithril shield, but we can buy 2 heavy shields and give those to Edgar and Terra, which I think I am gonna do. What do they have right now? They have the buckler. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy 2 of these. Hairbands for Terra, or I could get 3 plumed hats. Yeah, I'll just do that. And then we have the Kempo G for Locke. Let's go ahead and grab that. And the cotton robe for Terra. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I think I could probably just click optimal on everyone, and it'll give them what they need. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I'm proud of this. Nice. If you feel like you're ever low on funds, which this game starts you off with quite a bit of it, you can always just slap on the double gil or even quadruple gil. Just walk outside, fight a few fights, and you probably got enough funds to set you straight for a little while. I guess technically we haven't looked at the Chocobo stables. They're definitely Chocobo stables, that's for sure. Is there any items right here? Yes, there is. The potion. Let's go ahead and take one last look here. I'm missing 1 item. I know I can grab all 10 items here. I'm just kind of gotta figure out where. Oh, right here. Perfect. Gold needle. There we go. Looking at everything, 6 and 10. Yep, that's exactly everything we need here from South Figaro. Yeah, I think that's... I mean, yeah, that's South Figaro. I think one last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna talk to Shadow one last time. Leave us. The dog eats strangers. Well, that's a very interesting way to end this episode out, huh? Well, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. Next time on Final Fantasy VI, we will be heading to the Returners' hideouts, which might be a bit more of a difficult journey than we might initially think. But hey, let's hope not. But yeah, with that said, I'll see you soon.